What would you say is more important, compassion or practicality?
Practicality just sounds easy.
I do tend to go with compassion.
I focus more on the practical things in life.
What if I think it's practical to be compassionate?
$21. That's not practical, but it is hard to not buy that burrito.
It's not an easy question to answer, and much of the battle between the left and the right seems to revolve around this question. Do we choose compassion or practicality?
But this is an example of a logical fallacy known as the black or white fallacy, or the false dilemma. And this is usually how it manifests in political conversations. The left clings to compassion while the right clings to practicality. So which side do you go with?
Well, obviously, if you have a heart, you probably are going to be drawn to the side of compassion. And that's what most young people are doing.
But what if they're not actually getting what they think? We all know things aren't always as they seem. If you bought a Rolex watch for $10, you might want to take a closer look.
What if the decision to choose compassion over practicality is actually based on a misrepresentation of reality? Let me explain. Practicality shouldn't be seen as the enemy of compassion. It's the tool that enables us to actually accomplish our compassionate desires.
Because unfortunately, compassionate desires without practical means eventually fall flat on their face and ultimately do more harm than good.
What he should have next time is a pair of asbestos pants.
So we must learn to couple compassion with practicality, and this is how the world truly progresses.
It worked.
Finding the proper balance in bringing these elements together isn't simple. It's easy to fall into extremes, and admittedly, the solution isn't always black and white. For instance, compassion doesn't always come in the shape and the size that we think. It's not always the most soft and fluffy.
Because true compassion is about doing what's best for a person, not just giving them immediate gratification at the expense of their own growth and future. We've all heard the saying, if you give a man a fish, you'll feed him for a day. But if you teach a man to fish, you'll feed him for a lifetime.
Ooh!
Many believe compassion is giving a man a fish, and it's certainly a kind thing to do. But are we considering how hungry he'll be tomorrow or next year? In this instance, it's actually more compassionate to do the practical thing, teach the man to fish.
This is just one example of how practicality and compassion meet in a powerful way to accomplish the greatest good. It's not always the most flashy or popular. In fact, solutions that are both compassionate and practical don't usually get much attention because they take more time to explain and seem counterintuitive from the outset.
And soundbite social media politics doesn't have time to find the solution.
Senator, can you tell me a little bit about this bill?
It says it's the bestest American bill ever.
Great, that's all I need.
Wait,
It's not until you take the time to honestly look through the layers of incentives in human behavior that the solution will begin to make sense.
man, this is trash.
So when it comes to making social or political decisions, remember, things aren't always as they seem.
Before you choose what seems to be more compassionate on the surface, you may want to take a deeper look, realizing that practicality is the essential tool to bring our compassionate desires into reality.
When we take one without the other, it rarely turns out well. But if we pull them together, we can begin seeing true progress and hope for a healthier country. Hey guys, thanks so much for watching the video. If you haven't checked it out yet, go check out the Freedomists store where you can get amazing stuff like this shirt. Check out our hats because our hats are stellar. They are huge. Everyone will say Merry Christmas again. Listen, the people are happy. All right, they're happy. Thanks so much for watching the video, guys. We'll see you next time. That was so funny on camera. All right. Oh, we can probably make that work.